featuring at NA harness update. That said, 3, 2, 1. There we go. Those are my wake-up slaps. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Often Pacing Live. I am your host, Ray Catolo, soon to be joined by our special guest to join us before we cover the Truro Classic over at Truro Raceway in the Canada region. Now, if you hear in the background a peanut gallery, that's just because we're experimenting with different kinds of audiences, not only for our live show, North American Harness Update, but even for this, because I am a very insecure individual and I need the validation of others to go on with my life. So without further ado, because there's not much ado left to be had, let's get a hold of our guest for today's broadcast. Now, you may have heard, that's a hint, of him from his YouTube videos. I think it's the only thing you could really hear of him from. He has an official Twitter account, which I'm not sure anyone was really contesting if it was really him or not. That all said, his number's in my phone. 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 Ba-ba-ba. And we hit the dial, and we ring him up. Oh, he's Canadian. That's a fun thing. It's always fun to be Canadian. I think Monty Python said that. But now with us, it's Deacon Hurd.
Yeah.
How you doing, Deacon?
I'm doing good, thanks. How are you?
I am not awake yet, but we're going to see how this goes. I am, for the one time in my life, very uncaffeinated, and I'm seeing it have the exact opposite impact of being over-caffeinated. It's affecting my family. It's affecting my work. I need substances. What can I say? But so I guess I'll start this interview by asking, who are you?
Well, I'm actually a kid that goes to school in Canada.
I mean,
and
okay.
And it starts on Tuesday, and now I can't wait for summer to come back.
I thought you were saying that like I'm a kid that goes to school in Canada, and I was about to say I am too, but I don't go to Canada.
Yeah, I'm actually going into high school, so.
Oh, so you're a youngin. You're a young blood,
Yeah.
young gun, blood sucker. The generations now are just looking down on you worse and worse. I'm sorry to tell you, but so you're a freshman in high school now. You started making YouTube videos for Often Pacing this summer?
Yes.
And when you started doing that, first off, you already had kind of like a setup because you were doing just regular gaming in general, if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct.
Okay, I'm doing this interview very well for you. So then afterwards, first off, I think the thing that I'm wondering, and everyone else is wondering, if they aren't wondering, I'm going to make them wonder, how did you hear about the game?
My dad told me about it.
So then who is your dad?
He trains horses near Newmarket. That's where his farm is.
So,
And he told me that there was a game, but I tried to buy it on Apple, and I couldn't get it.
so you're saying we've heard of him?
Some people might have not, but some people might.
And this is probably like in the early days of the beta, so that's probably why you couldn't get it on the Apple, because Apple.
Yeah.
You had to get your email and such back in the old days, and now they have it in a secret locker. I think also where they hid Indiana Jones's Crystal Skull. I don't know how that reference works. I forget what they hid in the crate in that warehouse. But anyway, I was hoping you might have. Have you seen Crystal Skull? Do you know that reference?
Not really. I don't. The only Indiana Jones movie I've seen is Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh, okay. Well, did you know actually that since he's getting pretty old and they want to make another Indiana Jones, they're going to redo that one, but call it Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh, I didn't know that. I knew they were making a new Indiana Jones movie, but I didn't know what it was going to be called.
That's a zinger, my friend.
Yeah.
Don't take it word for word. So then you've had a stable then since the beginning. I take it.
Yes, I have.
How's it doing?
It's doing pretty good. I actually won a trophy with it in, I think, season 6.
Okay. What trophy is that?
The Snowbird.
Oh, the Snowbird. The only trophy I've ever gotten was the Ace Classic, back when any horse could possibly win the Ace Classic. Also back when I guess there were trophies. Uh,
Yeah.
but then I guess the other thing I'm going to ask is, what's your stable name?
Covenant Stable.
Because for any of you out there that want to say, you know what? I think my stable can beat your stable to the ground. You can do that now
Uh,
with the new following
I think some.
feature.
I think some of the big stables already have.
That's definitely true because I can't compete with any of them. I only have 60 claimers in my stable, and Zips Xavier for some reason cannot finish anywhere better than fourth, and she has some of the best stats I've ever seen. I don't get this game at all. But
Well, my best horse is Outlaw Deacon Jim, and he was like the first one I made. He was like one of the ones for 200,000,
mm-hmm.
and he's made like almost 830,000 life.
The highest earner I have is Zips Xavier, and she's almost at 5 million, but she just can't get past 5 million. She can't win anything. I don't understand. But she's doing okay in the opens you have to pay for now. But that's because I'm experimenting with drivers every week. So it's like who can get this horse in? Who can drive a blind mouse into a cheesecake factory? You know what I mean?
Whenever I use a driver, and then whenever they drive really bad, you get the yank.
The yake.
It's like they don't drive it for a while.
Oh, you give them the rake.
You have a rake.
I've never heard that phrase before. That must be a Canadian thing. Either that, or you must have a very bad association with rakes.
Oh, it's a Canadian. I think it's a Canadian thing.
Because I'm like Canada's foreign son. Because you know some people are referred to as the native son. I can't be the native son. I wasn't born there. I admit that. However, I do so much work for that country, and I bleed red, and maybe some white if you look at the light differently.
Yep.
But I'm getting overly patriotic for 10 in the morning.
Just need the caffeine, eh?
What I'm wondering with this app then is have you noticed that you're somewhat more interested in the sport now that you've been playing this game?
Well, actually, I've had some deep family ties in harness racing.
Mm-hmm.
My uncle has raced in like really big races. He won the balanced image last Saturday, actually.
Oh! I think I know that guy.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name, but I remember covering that race.
It was at Hanover last Saturday.
Yeah. Oh, but it was like Garrett Williamson or something. No, what's that guy's name? Keith Jones. It's Keith Jones.
Yeah.
Your dad's Keith Jones.
No, that's my uncle.
Your uncle's Keith Jones. Okay.
Yeah.
So you definitely do mean deep family ties. There's a lot more family out there than I was thinking.
Yeah. My grandfather actually started driving. We was driving and training horses before.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think he hasn't drove in like 3 or 4 years. But
Oh, what happened?
he still helps out at my uncle's farm
Mm-hmm.
with the horses. And obviously my dad training them too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'd assume you'd be working with the horses on a farm. Can't work with tractors. Well, I mean, you can. Then you're a mechanic, not a farmer. A farming mechanic.
Yeah. I see them mostly in summer. I usually go up there mostly in the summer when I'm off school.
So, I'm not gonna ask what school you go to, even though I know all of the babes from that school are probably listening right now. But going forward, I know it's pretty early to think about it, because when I was a freshman, I was going college, and now I'm in college. But what kind of like future do you kind of have brewing in your head right now?
Well, I really want to play sports.
Mm-hmm.
Because I play sports all in summer.
Mm-hmm.
And also in spring and fall too.
Okay.
But this year I'm trying out for football.
All right.
And I've never played it before.
Well, I got a suggestion, and that's for you to meet my friend HGH.
Have you played football before?
I've never played football before.
Oh.
But my friend
I
HGH helps people.
I also play baseball and ball hockey too.
So ball hockey is not like ice hockey.
It's
like street hockey.
With a ball and you're running.
Oh, yeah, so it's kind of like street hockey.
Pretty much.
Oh, okay. And is that for the school, or is that for like clubs? Is that for fun?
Oh, that's out of school.
Out of school. Okay. So you're trying to just play in school sports now.
Yeah.
I gotcha. I never did that because I thought that they were a scam, but that's my opinion, not yours.
No, they're the same. You can't judge someone by their opinion.
I feel like you can certainly judge someone by their opinion. We will investigate this in the future.
It depends what their opinion is.
I mean, the opinions I usually hear are just wrong, but then again, mine are always right. You see the dilemma?
Yeah. I have dilemmas with kids at school too, and like they're talking about video games and all this, and then I'm like, no, that's another thing. This is from a different thing.
I had a buddy of mine before he went off to college. He said, why is it that all of my friends feel like they're right about everything? And I looked over at him. I said, Sam, his name is Sam. The difference is I am right about everything.
That's what all the people I know pretty much say.
I mean that's the dogma of high school. You can't be wrong in high school. You have everything figured out. Life is gonna go like a breeze. You're gonna get that football varsity trophy with your trophy wife and trophy shorts and your trophy lanyard jacket, and then you're gonna go to your trophy house and the trophy hills, and then you're gonna croak eventually. That's the plan for most of them. Oh, and also get massively drunk, but that's on the DL. That's and maybe they drink DL too. I don't know. I think DL plays football for them actually, but that's all besides the point. The point, which I don't necessarily remember if there was one. So then you do go up to your farm every now and again, and I take it. Have you ever jogged a horse?
When I was little, I jogged with my uncle and my grandpa, but not now.
Well, yeah, not now. You're talking to me. You can't jog or talk and jog. That's illegal.
Actually, I'm not at the farm. I'm not at the farm right now, so.
Also, jogging and talking can get you pulled over by the horse police. So I know you have an interest in playing sports at school and such, but is there any kind of like interest in pursuing anything involving harness racing at the moment?
I haven't thought about that yet, but that might come up very soon. I might want to do something in harness racing soon. I mean,
I know for me. Oh no, keep talking, please. I don't want to talk anymore.
we need to evolve the harness racing and make, like, because in Ontario here the racetrack I live close to only races 3 months.
Is that Leamington?
No, Georgian Downs.
Oh, well, Georgian's also part of that circuit with Flamborough, so it's mostly Flamborough.
Yeah, Flamborough actually starts tonight again.
Yeah, it's September. Yeah, it's end of summer.
Yeah, from I think it's from early September to like the mid or the end of May.
Yeah, it's usually after Confederation Cup.
Yeah.
But I know for me, I just started like working in the sport when I was like 10 years old, just because the opportunity arose and I wanted money. Money's always good.
Everyone needs money. for the future.
Or else you say I don't need money, but then you end up living in an Oscar Mayer refrigerator box. They don't make refrigerators. What does that mean? But but then for me, it's just the more involved I got in the industry, the more opportunities kept being given to me, and that's ultimately the one thing that I'll say to you, especially going to high school, is you're gonna the more involved you get into something, the more you're going to get out of it, no matter what. That's with anything in life. That's also why cults are so great. But my cult has not officially started yet. We're still in the beta. We haven't broken into the or is it the alpha? We're in the alpha. We haven't broken into the beta yet. But when my cult starts, I know everyone's going to want all of the uniforms and such. But like my show, North American Harness Update, which airs Fridays from 9 to 11 on 148.ca/1. I started that show I started on that show 2012. I started hosting it 2013. And I've been doing it ever since, kind of crafting whatever the hell I think it is over time. And I mean, if you ever want to come on, I'm inviting you. If you ever want to come on one night, we talk horses, we talk gambling, well, you can talk gambling if you want. You just can't do it. Wink, wink.
No. Too young to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, just like how DL can't renegade that Pabst Blue Ribbon, you know? He can't just put the thumb right through and chug it all down. Nope, he's too young. Too young.
Yeah. just too young.
I was you one time, and now I'm not. Because I can walk up to a window and the teller goes, "I'll take your money." They would have taken it anyway. I mean, I've been around places. I've been places. Not only that, the beard started coming in too. And overall, I have the look of a weathered 40-year-old man that looks done with this world. And that just oozes horse gambler. That joke sounded like it hit a little too close to home.
I don't know yet.
Well, Deacon, you guys got any final thoughts? It's been fun talking with you, fun getting to know you a bit.
Yeah. All I need to say is for people that don't watch or know about harness racing, you should start knowing about it. Because the sport needs to get involved.
And clearly, if you're watching this broadcast, you're learning something about it.
Yeah.
And then we'll go on and yell about how virtual drivers gave virtually bad drives. Deacon Erd, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
You take care, buddy.
You too.
As Deacon Herd, freshman in high school. Which high school, no one necessarily knows. However, we have a minute and 30 seconds until the Truro Classic, $150,000 stakes event for, I feel like it's 3-year-olds. That sounds right. But nothing is necessarily right. Except, come on, give me the field. It looks like 3-year-olds. I think it's 3-year-olds. Anyway, so with 1 minute to go now, here's the field. You can look at the field, and we got 3-year-old colts, some fillies. We have a 2-year-old filly, the 5 Golden Finish. 2-year-old for owner Deprita 616. Oh, she has 2 entries here. Duck Duck Slugger being the other one. This horse, a winner of 4 races in 19 starts, earning $130,000. Coming off a 153-3 win in the 3rd leg of the Truro Classic. Besides her, we got some pretty just low-earning filly. I think this is one of the condition stakes races, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe I am mistaken. Other interesting notes, Regal Gesture exiting a leg of the North America Cup, finished 4th in 140-3, just narrowly missing qualifying for the next round. Is 11 for 24 in his career. Also an interesting one, Fast Blanche, 4 for 5 for Triton Racing, coming in off a 153 win in the Truro Classic. So I think as they get ready to line up, we're in store for a very competitive race, because this is one of the most wide open fields I've seen in a while. Here on Often Pacing Live, as this field approaches the start, and now They're off and pacing. Duck, Duck, Slugger fires from the inside. On the edge, Rats also trying to lead from the far outside, and Regal Gesture emerges from in between horses to take the lead around that first turn. Regal Gesture and Chris Geary lead by 2 from Fast Blanche, sitting second outside. Duck, Duck, Slugger is dropping back outside wide of Cass Tickler in 4th. Second over, then Golden Finish paces 5th. Bullseye 6th. Back to On the Edge, Rat and the trailer, Dolly. Past the first quarter, 27-1. Regal Gesture leads now by a length, moving into that far turn first time. Fast Blanche cuts into the pocket, now riding Geary's helmet in second. Third comes Cass Tickler. Bullseye's back 4th. 5th to the inside, On the Edge, Rat. 6th on the outside, Duck, Duck, Slugger. They're then followed by Dolly and the trailer. To the inside is Golden Finish. Half mile bound. Regal Gesture in front by a length. Fast Blanche still second. Cass Tickler is third. Back 4th, Bullseye, 55-1 for the half. Still outside. Duck, Duck, Slugger not advancing. Stalled in 5th as they move around that clubhouse turn onto the final circuit. Regal Gesture is the one to catch. Fast Blanche just riding his helmet second. Third, then Cass Tickler yet to move. So is Bullseye from 4th. Taking 5th. On the Edge, Rat locked in though as Duck, Duck, Slugger remains wide of her. Dolly to the inside. Then it's Golden Finish. Now second to last is Duck, Duck, Slugger moves to the rear. 3 quarters up in 124-1 into the final turn. Regal Gesture leads. Fast Blanche now moving to the outside from the back. On the Edge, Rat, and she is flying for Marone. Now stalled a bit as Regal Gesture turns for in front. Fast Blanche second. Cass Tickler third. Dropping back On the Edge, Rat after a swift move around the turn and into the stretch. Fast Blanche pulls out of the pocket, takes the lead, kicks away. It's Fast Blanche and Lauren Tritton in front coming to the line. Regal Gesture second. Third, then Cass Tickler. Fast Blanche takes the Truro Classic. Finishing second, then Regal Gesture from Cass Tickler and Bullseye in 152-4. And that's another broadcast for Off and Pacing live. Fast Blanche now 5 for 6. Taking the $150,000 Truro Classic in 152-4. That was Deacon heard. You may have heard in the pre-race interview. I am the one you heard, Ray Catolo. You hear me very often. North American R's update. Fridays from 9 to 11 on 148.ca/1. We just came off a show from last night. We'll be posting it later today. Otherwise, follow us on Twitter at NAR's Update. Follow the game on Twitter at And Pacing to catch any kind of game news, catch any kind of auction news, budding auctions, a lot of auction stuff, and many people asking, is this horse worth anything? And maybe you'll know if they are or not. I, however, know I'm worth nothing, so I'm just going to go. I need to go get caffeinated. I have gone way too long without caffeine in my system, and maybe you have too, so let's do the same. Thank you for joining me for another edition of Off and Pacing Live, and stick around for the next broadcast, because you never know when it may be.